What is going on, everybody? You already know who it is. It is your boy, the Dragon, coming at you guys with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone best tips and tricks video. Whew. Man, that was a long sentence. Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys the best PC settings because I know a lot of people are. This game is free, first of all, and a lot of people are downloading it, playing it, trying it out on different platforms. Maybe you have a console and you want to try it out on your PC. Maybe you have a PC that you never really played Call of Duty before, or you played it a long time ago and you want to get back into it, but the settings are kind of, out there and you don't know what they do. Or maybe you're like new coming from console over to PC, or maybe you just got a new PC and you just downloaded it. Who knows? I don't know. But this right here is going to be the settings that I personally use. I think they are some of the best settings that you can have. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we'll just go over to the options here. Keyboard and mouse. Okay, so right here, what you're looking at, mouse sensitivity, that is basically, everybody knows that mouse sensitivity, that is your sensitivity in the game. I play on an 8 and I play on an 800 DPI. So DPI, you might play on a 1600 or a 400, find out what DPI you play on. I personally think that you should play on between a 400 and 800 at like the highest, or 1200 at the highest. Let's say you play on a 400 DPI, and you want to use the same sensitivity as me, which I think is a really good starting point. Everybody plays on a different sensitivity. You got to basically customize it to fit your personal play style. Maybe like a higher sensitivity, maybe like a fast or slower sensitivity. Who knows? It's all personal preference. So you need to figure out what type of sensitivity you want to play on. But I think this is a good starting point for anybody coming in over on PC. Everybody knew that's coming in on PC. So if you play at a 1600 DPI, you want to lower this down to a 4. You play at a 400 DPI, you want to raise this up to 16. So just do the basic math. Good starting point, and then like customize it, tweak it from there. So then you want to go into your advanced. I have everything set on 1. Nothing really too special there. Mouse ADS sensitivity, I have it on relative. So basically what relative does is it, no matter what FOV I play on, it keeps the same sensitivity essentially, right? So it tells you right here, this is kind of like backwards, it's bugged right now. So it says legacy, when aiming down sights, your rotation speed is reduced based on your field of view. This is how it worked in previous titles. Oh, they switched it. And then relative, like legacy, but your rotation speed is adjusted to travel a specific monitor distance, with the same mouse movement, no matter your zoom level. The distance is adjusted with a monitor coefficient setting. So basically right here, I play on relative. That means that my hip fire and my ADS is going to be the exact same. So it doesn't change. It doesn't matter. I play on this, and a lot of other people play on this. I personally prefer this. I don't want my aim to slow down when I am ADSing. And this is a misconception because it happens on console. When you're going from console to PC, on console, since you have, you're playing on the sticks, your ADS and slows down. You would think that would help out on PC, but it really doesn't. It actually screws up your muscle memory. So I keep everything, the same. I absolutely hate it when it slows down. I never liked it. And this is basically, what I play on. And I urge you guys, give it a try out. I personally, and I strongly recommend it. So next thing is we have the advanced. So the monitor coefficient I play on, this will be default at 1.33. I play on 1.78, and I did a lot of like Reddit research and everything, and just set it to 1.78. It's, that's what you need. My ADS sensitivity and timing is instant, and everything else, invert mouse look, mouse acceleration, mouse filtering, and mouse smoothing, all that disabled or off. Now, also what you want to go do is go into your Windows settings and turn off enhanced pointer precision. You do not want that on. Turn it off. Get it out of here. You do not want that. The next thing we can go into is the movement. I have my slide behavior on hold, crouch behavior on toggle. So basically, I just got to click my crouch button, which for me is caps lock. I just have to hit that once, and my character crouches. And then for the prone behavior, I just hit the button once and it prone. So all this is, you know, personal preference. It really doesn't matter too much. The reason why you see 9 here is because I have the Logitech G502 mouse, and it actually has 3 side buttons on it. And what I actually use one of those side buttons for is I mapped it to 9, and that's why you see prone. So I actually prone with one of my side buttons, which is kind of weird. I know a lot of people don't do that, but it is all personal preference. So weapons and movement, you know, deplete ammo on switch, you basically want to turn off all delay. You do not want delay. Weapon switch wraparound, I left that on and enabled. Weapon mount activation, this is how you double tap to you know, essentially mount your weapon. And weapon mount movement on exit. So basically what this does is it, when you're mounting your weapon and you move, say you hit WASD, if you play on traditional keyboard settings, you know, everybody in 2020, I think that's new to mouse and keyboard, is going to play on WASD, spacebar jump, all that good stuff. So basically what this does is if you hit WAS or D, you will move off your mounting. So you don't have to like double click to unmount, you just move and it unmounts for you. So that's super nice, really quick and on the go. But pretty much everything else, you know, personal preference, set it up to what you like. Kill streaks and vehicles, again, set it up to what you like. Now with Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, there is going to be a little extra button. So like my ping right here is set to, you know, 3, that you can have to any button you want. Just make sure you don't overlap it. And then for another thing, scoreboard I have on hold, but there is no scoreboard. So your scoreboard is actually tab, but in Warzone, it actually brings up your inventory. So I have my map behavior, which is M default. I keep it on M. I have that to toggle. This is usually set to hold. I hate it on hold. I put it on toggle. You just gotta press it once, zoom in, and you're good to go. And then press it again, and your map gets put away. Map cursor, this is not disabled. So basically what this does is if when you open your map, you have to literally click on your map with the cursor to bring it up. I hate that. I have it enabled, so I have the cursor at all times when I open up my map. System key behavior, I left that on, you know, default. Show scores, view objectives, tab, ping is 3. All this other stuff is, you know, personal preference. Inventory tab, you know, and I also have my inventory on toggle, so that's also another big thing, which basically lets you move and drop stuff with mouse and keyboard if you're on a PC or console. I think it works on console too if you're looking to plug it in your console or mouse and keyboard on your console, but don't do that, just get a PC. So the next big thing, general FOV. FOV is huge. You want to play on a 110 FOV. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. 120, I believe, is way too high. You can do it, but it's going to be really hard to spot people. I like having my FOV at 110 or 110. I think the default on console is 80, I believe. 80 or 60, I can't remember. But I like having it there. And then for the advanced, I have it on independent. So I was playing around with this. You don't want it on independent, you want it on affected. That shouldn't have been like that. So basically what independent is since your FOV is higher than normal, independent would actually zoom in your weapon and slow down your ADS. I absolutely hate that. You do not want that. Just put it on affected. You know, some people, like if you're coming from the older Call of Duties on PC, they like it on independent. I absolutely hate it. I used to be a Battlefield and CSGO player, so I want all my sensitivities to be the exact same. So I keep it on affected, and what affected does is basically when you ADS, it keeps it at the same FOV, essentially, or roughly closer to the same FOV that you are playing on. Absolutely huge, especially when getting used to your sensitivities and all that. You want it like that. So that's that. I play on my brightness, you know, horizontal, blah blah blah. This is all personal preference. I have an FPS counter on up here. I have my server latency because I like to see what my latency is in games, basically my ping. My GPU temps, I always like to see my GPU temps to make sure they're not spiking super high. And then for my packet loss, I want to see if I have packet loss when I lose gunfights or something like that. So that's very useful. Another thing, graphics. So graphics is super huge. There's a lot of graphic options. I'm going to break it down for you guys, and I'm going to basically go through each tab and tell you why I use these personal settings. I think these are the best settings that you can use in this game. And graphic settings actually just come down to like your hardware. So I have a 2060 graphics card, and then I have a Ryzen 3800X CPU. So really good system. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I have that's clocked at 3600 speed. So I have a really good PC, and these settings you gotta fine tune it. So I would say you want to get above 90 FPS. You want to get above 90 FPS, and and Warzone. You want to try to get, so if you want to hit that 90 FPS consistency. When I say FPS, I mean frames per second. That's what that stands for. Right now this is capped at 60 because I'm in the menus, but in Warzone I get around 140 to 170 FPS, which is really good. I have 144 hertz monitor, 1 millisecond response time, 1080p. That's all it goes up to. I play in 1080p, and I'm a competitive, FPS gamer. So I want to have, the best FPS I can get. And like I said, it all comes down to your personal hardware. So I play on full screen. You always want to play on full screen. Don't go full screen borderless or full screen extended window. Do not do that. Play on full screen. If you play on any other of these, it'll cap your FPS to 60. Okay. There's my, adapter, my display adapter, the GTX 2060. I have 6 gigabytes of RAM. I don't have the super version. I play my render resolution, I play on 100. So basically this is what you're going to want to drop if you are not getting good enough frames. I keep mine on 100 because I play on 1080p. Display resolution 1080. You also can drop this. I would not recommend going any lower than 720. I wouldn't recommend any of that, but it's all up to your personal preference. Like I said, these are what I play on, so, and hopefully it helps you guys out to dial in your own settings. So the aspect ratio I have on automatic, but usually I play 16 by 9, not 16 by 9, but it's on automatic. Sync every frame, I have this disabled. Custom frame rate limit, I have this set 60, 30, 246, menu. That's why this is capped like that. And then like end game settings. So normally what you would want to do is, if you have a 144 hertz monitor, you set this to 144 hertz, or cap the FPS. But my monitor has a special G-Sync is what it's called, or FreeSync, where I can get higher FPS and I don't get screen tearing. You want to play on a 144 or 240 hertz monitor when you're going to PC. Absolutely. So that's that. NVIDIA shadow highlights, I have that on off. You can restart your shaders on installation. I only do this when I have shader problems, basically when stuff is not loading in right. I only do this every once in a while. I haven't done it yet. So on this PC, my texture resolution I play on high. So on my old PC, which is now my recording and streaming PC, I played on low to normal. So low is pretty good and normal. And on my old streaming PC, I had a 960 and an i5 4690, and it was just a really old 4 or 5 year old PC. So if you guys are running something like that, I would keep this on low. That's literally the only thing I changed on this PC, and I was able to get steady 90 to 120 FPS with low or very low. But I play on really high because I like seeing people, and I like the textures to be kind of sharper. I have this on low. There's no reason to keep that on high. It's just no reason. Particle quality I have on low because when like things are blowing up, I like to be able to see through the smoke and stuff. Bullet impacts, this is personal preference. You can have it enabled or disabled. It doesn't really matter. Translation, I have this set to disabled. I mean, you can have it if you want, like if you have a really good PC and you want to like the visuals to be really good. Like I said, I'm an FPS gamer, so FPS is the thing I want the most. My shadow map resolution, I have this on off. Absolutely hate shadows. Do not need shadows. More visual clutter, and it also puts a heavy load on your CPU, so you don't, just turn it off. You don't need it. Cache spot shadows, I have that disabled. Cache sun shadows disabled. Particle lightning disabled. Direct ray tracing, this is only with the 2060, 2070, and 2080s, graphics cards, and I have that on off. You don't want that on. If you have this on, turn it off right away. You'll see about 60 to 70 frames. Not even worth it. Ambient occlusion I have off. This I have on the regular disabled. I do not want this on. Anti-aliasing, you can go up to MSA1X. That's what I had on my old system. You can play around with it. I might keep it on, I might not. I just like the sharper like corners and stuff, so I keep that off. Depth of field, I have that disabled. Basically out of focus blur effect. So basically, like what this does is, like when you're zooming in and if you have a higher zoom, like higher zoom optic, it like blurs out like everything on the side. So I really do hate that, and it like blurs everything that like I'm not looking or focused at. So just disable that. Polymeric strength, I have that disabled. And then world motion blur, always have this disabled. You do not want motion blur, and you want weapon motion blur disabled 100%. Build frame all the way off, and that's basically the best settings you can get. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. I'm going to be streaming over on twitch.tv/thedryernewt. If you guys want to see me play exactly how you're seeing this now, having fun, playing some Warzone, playing some games, getting some clips and all that. So if you guys want to catch me over there, drop a follow over on my Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. We're grinding out here. Stream every day. So right as this video goes up, I'll be streaming over there. Always remember to stay blessed, stay humble, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoy the content. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. As always, guys, I will catch you in a future video. Peace.